Welcome to this presentation on data security measures across key sectors in Mexico. These discussions will analyze the laws, standards, and ethical considerations guiding data security across 10 critical industries. We will focus on Mexican regulations wherever possible, supplemented by globally recognized practice that organizations may adopt to enhance the security posture. First sector, the healthcare sector. The healthcare sector involves hospitals, clinics, and laboratories that manage highly sensitive data, such as medical records, diagnostic results, and bill information. Given the critical nature of this data, implementing threat analysis and compliance with laws ensures patient confidentiality, safeguards data integrity, and prevents breach that could directly impact lives. Which laws and standards are we using? In this sector, we are going to use the DP-P3 and the NOM 024 SSI3 2012. First, why do we choose the DP-P3? Well, the DP-P3 defines sensitive data, including health-related information, and establishes strict protocols for its protection. It ensures patient confidentiality and penalizes unauthorized access or misuse, aligning with Mexico privacy and standards. And the second option, the NOM 024 SSI3 2012. Well, this national standard ensures that electronic health records are interoperable, secure, and accessible across healthcare institutions, minimizing errors and enhancing patient care. The accuracy in security measures are: in first, we have the role-based access control that ensures that only authorized healthcare professionals access to the sensitive patient data. Second one, we have TLS encryption that secures telemedicine communications and preventing interceptions. And the third security measure, we are going to use backup systems to protect against ransomware attacks and ensures the continuity. The consistency in classifications are preventive with the RBEC or role-based access control limits access based on user roles. Detective audit logs track unauthorized access attempts, and the corrective, we choose backup systems to enable data recovery. While security is paramount, overly restrictive access controls may delay emergency care. Ethical leaderships involve training staff to balance security and accessibility while fostering transparency and in-patient data handling. And the problems that we avoid with these security measures are breach of sensitive medical records, data loss affecting patient care, and the unauthorized access compromising patient confidentiality. Number 2, we have the finance sector. The finance sector includes banks, insurance companies, and fintech platforms, all of which handle large volumes of transactional data, account information, and personal customer details. Because of the financial and reputational risks associated with data breach, integrating threat analysis and following financial regulations is essential to protect sensitive information, to prevent fraud, or maintain trust. The laws that we choose are the Ley Fintech and the DP-P3. As Mexico's financial technology sector expands, the Ley Fintech ensures that digital financial services operate transparently and securely, promoting trust in fintech innovation. And the LFPDPP, such as account credential or transaction histories, is highly sensitivity. The LFPDPP mandates secure data storage and prevents unauthorized use, minimizing risk or fraud breach. The accuracy in security measures are: number one, we have multi-factor authentication that strengthens account security by requiring multiple verification steps. Number two, we have the tokenization that replaces sensitive payment data with unique identifiers, reducing exposure. Number three, we have the fraud detection systems monitor for suspicious activity in real time. Preventive. Multi-factor authentications and tokenization reduce the risk of unauthorized access. Detective. Fraud detection systems identify anomalies in transactions. Corrective. Disaster recovery plans restore operation during outage. Excluding underserved population who lack access to secure devices for multi-factor authentication raise ethical concerns. Leadership must ensure security measures remain inclusive, balancing innovation with accessibility. And the problems that we avoid are the financial fraud through stolen data, the misuse of customer account details, or the loss of truth due to data breach. Number three, we have the retail sector. The retail sector spans physical stores, e-commerce platforms, and online marketplace, where customer payment information, purchasing habits, and personal data are constantly processed. Threat analysis and legal compliance help secure transactions, prevent unauthorized access to customer data, and ensure a seamless and trustworthy shopping experience. The laws and standards that we choose are the LFPDP and the NOM 121 SFE 2026. Number one, the retailers collect sensitive customer data, including payment details and purchase history. The LFPDPP ensures this data is handled securely and ethically, preventing misuse of unauthorized marketing. And the standard that we choose, the NOM 121, this standard guarantees the authenticity and integrity of electronic receipts, fostering trust in digital transactions. Accuracy in security measures. PCI DAS compliance secure payment systems protecting credit cards. While this is not a Mexican standard, it is widely recognized as a global best practice for payment security. Number two, we have endpoint security protects point of sale, or POS, device from malware. Number three, we have the data loss prevention, monitors and prevents unauthorized access to customer information. Consistency in classification. Preventive. SADAS compliance and endpoint security secure payment systems. Detective. The data loss prevention tools identify unauthorized access attempts. Corrective. Backup systems recover lost or compromised customer data. Using customer data without consent or for marketing purpose violates ethical principles. Retailers must prioritize transparency in their data usage policies, respecting customer rights. And the problems that we avoid are theft of customer payment information, unauthorized marketing using personal data, or the data loss disrupting e-commerce operations. Number 4, we have the education sector. The education sector consists of schools, universities, and other academic institutions that manage personal and academic data for students and staff. This data is critical for maintaining institutional credibility. By implementing security measures and adhering to regulations, institutions can protect sensitive information, ensure the validity of academic records, and build trust with their stakeholders. The laws and standards that we choose are the LFPDPP and the NOM 121 SCFI 2016. Schools and universities manage sensitive students and staff data. The LFPDPP ensures personal information is handled responsibly, protecting against unauthorized access. And with the NOM 121, academic records require long-term protections. This standard ensures the integrity and authenticity of certifications, grades, and other academic documents. Accuracy in security measures. In number 1, we have accuracy in security measures. In number 1, we have the role-based access control that ensures only unauthorized. Number 1, we have the role-based access control that ensures only authorized personal access to academic records. Number 2, we have the TLS encryptions that secures communication between institutions. And number 3, we have the backup systems to protect critical records from cyber attacks or accidental loss. Consistency in classifications. Preventive. The RBAC restricts sensitive data access. Detective. Monitoring tools track unauthorized access attempts. Corrective. Backup systems restore lost records. Institutions must address potential misuse of the student data for unauthorized purpose. Ethical policies that prioritize transparency and informed consent are essential for maintaining trust. The problems that we avoid with these security measures are the misuse of student and staff personal data, loss of critical academic records, and the breaches for compromising institutional credibility. Number 5, we have the manufacturing sector. The manufacturing sector covers industries that produce goods and manage intellectual property, operational process, and supply chain data. With the increasing reliance on interconnect systems, implementing threat analysis and security measures protect trade secrets, ensures operational continuity, and prevents disruptions that could compromise competitiveness. The laws and standards that we choose are number 1, the LFPDPP, and number 2, we have the Ley de la Propiedad Industrial. Employee and supplier data in manufacturing require protecting from theft or misuse. The LFPDPP ensures compliance in handling personal and operational information. Number 2, with the Ley de la Propiedad Industrial. Why this law? Protecting intellectual property such as proprietary designs and trade secrets is vital for maintaining a competitive advantage in the manufacturing industry. Accuracy in security measures. Number one, we have the endpoint security protects. Number one, we have the endpoint security protects. Number one, we have the endpoint. Endpoint security protects industrial devices from malware and unauthorized access. Number two, we have the intrusion detection systems, or EDS, to monitor networks for suspicious activity. Number three, we have the VPNs encrypt to communications between manufacturing facilities. Consistency in classification. Preventive. Endpoint security safeguards devices and networks. Detective. EDS identifies unauthorized attempts to access proprietary data. Corrective. VPN secure communications to prevent data leaks. Manufacturers must safeguard intellectual property while fostering secure collaborations with suppliers. Ethical leadership ensures respect for intellectual property rights across the supply chain. The problems that we avoid are the theft of intellectual property and trade secrets, disruptions in production caused by cyber attacks, unauthorized access to sensitive operational data.
Now talking about the telecommunication sector. The telecommunication sector involves companies that provide internet, phone, and media services, managing vast amount of user data, such as browsing activity and communication records. Securing this data through threat analysis and compliance with regulation protects user privacy, ensures reliable network operation, and prevents disruption to critical communication infrastructure. Laws and standards. Ley Federal de Protección de Datos Personales en posesión de los particulares. Why this law? Telecom providers manage vast amounts of sensitive user data, including call records, person histories, and geolocation. The LFTP DP-P3 ensures the data is stored, processed, and transmitted securely, preventing unauthorized use or disclosure. Ley Federal de Comunicaciones y Radiodifusión. Why this law? This law ensures the security operation of national telecom infrastructure, protecting critical systems from cyber attacks and preserving user privacy. Accuracy in security measures. Data masking anonymize sensitive user data during analytics. Intrusion detection system (IDS) monitor for unauthorized access to network infrastructure. VPNs encrypt communication between telecom nodes to prevent interception. Consistency in classification. Preventive. Data masking protects sensitive information in analytical process. Detective. IDS identifies and alerts unauthorized network activity. Corrective. VPNs restore secure communication during recovery. Analytical and ethical verification. Oversharing by telecom providers can lead to ethical violation of user privacy. There must balance network monitoring with respect for customers' rights, ensuring transparency and how data is used. Problems avoided by applying these standards. Unauthorized use of call records of browsing histories, cyber attacks, or critical communication infrastructure. Oversurveillance violating user privacy. The public sector comprises government agencies that manage sensitive citizens' data, public records, and national infrastructure. Securing this information with robust analysis and adherence to regulation ensures the ethical handling of public data, fosters trust in government operation, and safeguards critical services. Laws and standards. Ley Federal de Protección de Datos Personales en posesión de los particulares. Why this law? Government agencies manage sensitive data, such as national ID records and tax information. The LFTP DP-P3 established protocols to ensure this data is protected from breach and misuse. Ley Federal de Transparencia y Acceso a la Información Pública. Why this law? This law promotes accountability by ensuring secure handling of public records while providing lawful access to information. Accuracy in security measures. Tokenization replaces safety identifiers, such as national ID numbers, with non-safety tokens. Multi-factor authentication strengthens access to government systems. Backup systems ensure the availability of critical records during system outage or cyber attacks. Consistency in classification. Preventing. Tokenization minimizes the exposure of synthesized data. Detective. Monitoring systems track unauthorized attempts to access the database. Corrective. Backup systems enable data recovery and continuity of public service. Analytical and ethical reflection. Governments must avoid over-collection of misuse of system data for no transparent purpose. Ethical leadership focuses on public trust, ensuring that data collection policies protect citizen rights. Problems avoided. Misuse of the data of sensitive citizen data. Breach compromising national database. Unethical over-collection of citizens' data. The energy sector includes providers of electricity, gas, and renewable energy who manage operational data and critical infrastructure. Given the potential risk of cyber attacks on airline systems, implementing security measures ensures uninterrupted services, protects national infrastructure, and prevents exploitation of sensitive customer data. Laws and standards. Ley Federal de Protección de Datos Personales en posesión de los particulares. Why this law? Energy providers handle customer billing and consumption data, which are considered sensitive. The LFP DP-P3 ensures compliance in the storage and use of such information. Ley de la Industria Eléctrica, LIE. This law regulates the security of energy infrastructure to prevent services disruptions caused by cyber attacks or ethical failures. Accuracy in security measures. Access control ensures only authorized personnel manage critical systems. Intrusion detection systems (IDS) monitor energy networks for unauthorized activities. Backup systems store critical operation data to ensure service continuity. Consistent in classification. Preventive. Access control restricts system manipulation to unauthorized personnel. Detective. IDS identifies anomalies within operation infrastructure. Corrective. Backup systems restore operation during outages. Analytical and ethical friction. Transparency is essential when collecting and using customer consumption data. Ethical leadership ensures that energy providers avoid monetizing customer data without explicit consent. Problems avoided. Cyber attacks causing disruptions in energy supply. Misuse of customer consumption data, and uninterested control over critical infrastructure. Entertainment sector. The entertainment sector involves streaming platforms, gaming companies, and content producers that manage user data and intellectual property. By addressing threats and adhering the copyright and privacy regulations, companies can protect their content from piracy, secure user information, and maintain a trustworthy platform for audience. Laws and standards. Ley Federal de Protección de Datos Personales en posesión de los particulares. Why this law? Entertainment platforms collect user data, such as viewing habits and payment details. The LFP-DP-P3 regulates the secure storage and use of this data, ensuring privacy. Ley Federal del Derecho de Autor, LFDA. Why this law? This law protects intellectual property, such as films, music, and video games, for privacy and unauthorized use. Accuracy in security measures. Digital rights management (DRM) prevents unauthorized access to content. TLEs. Encryption secures streaming data during transmission. Access logs provide an audit trail of user activity and unauthorized access attempts. Consistency in classification. Preventing. DRM protects intellectual property by limiting access to authorized users. Detective. Access logs tracks unauthorized attempts to download or stream content. Corrective. TLS encryption secures communication channels during system vulnerabilities. Analytical and ethical verification. Over restricted DRM, policies can alienate legitimate users by limiting fair use. Leaders must balance intellectual property protection with user rights, promoting true transparent policies. Problems avoided: privacy of intellectual property, data breach compromising user privacy, and over-restriction alienating legitimate users. Automotive sector. The automotive sector includes manufacturers or traditional content vehicles, which handle data related to diagnostic, education, and vehicle operation. Implementing threat analysis and compliance with security standards ensures driver safety, protects sensitive data, and builds trust in autonomous and connected vehicle technologies. Laws standards. Ley Federal de Protección de Datos Personales en posesión de los particulares. Why this law? Connects and autonomous vehicles collect sensitive user data, including geolocation and diagnostics. The LVP DP-P3 ensures the data is handled securely and ethically. Ley de Tránsito y Transporte. This law governs the safe operation of vehicles, ensuring that connect systems are secure against cyber threats that could compromise safety, accuracy, and security measures. Access controls restrict unauthorized systems access to connect vehicles. TLE's encryption secures communication between vehicles and closed servers. Backup systems store diagnostic data to support recovery after cyber incidents. Consistency in classification. Preventive. Access control protects vehicle systems from manipulation. Detective. Monitoring tools identify anomalies in connected systems. Corrective. Backup systems recover critical operation data. Analytical and ethical verification. Manufacturers must avoid over-collection of radar data and obtain explicit user consent for data use. Ethical leadership provides transparency in data collection and secure handling practices. Problems avoided. Cyber attacks compromise vehicle safety, misuse of geolocation and diagnostic data, breach affecting autonomous system operations. This presentation highlights how cybersecurity measures, adherence to Mexican laws, and ethical leadership can address unique challenges across industries. By aligning operation practices with legal compliance and ethical standards, organizations can build trust, foster resilience, and ensure long-term success. Thank you for joining this discussion.